They're the ones who make it happen. They're the ones who get it done. And that's why we shine the spotlight on them on Business for Breakfast. It's time now for the Business Leaders Spotlight on Money Radio.
Well, it is that time of the week once again. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:35, we have the very cool and unique opportunity to sit down and visit with some of the Valley's business leaders, both men and women, making a huge difference right here in our own backyards and our communities. Our next guest is doing just that. Actually, we're usually in our houses as one of the top interior designers, a great company called Iconic Design and Build. Let me introduce you to Kaitlyn Wolfe. She is the principal designer, general contractor, and founder of Iconic Design. Kaitlyn, good morning. I'm glad you found the place.
Good morning.
It's so funny. I was talking to Kaitlyn the other day. I said, hey, do you want to come in? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. I said, okay, it's... do you know where it's at? She's like, yeah, you're my neighbor. I can knock on the door and wake you guys up. And I forgot that you were right next door. So you moved in, what, about a year ago, maybe?
Yeah, we closed up the hallway between our offices.
Yeah.
But we officially moved in March.
We should, maybe now that we know each other, make it like a speakeasy where, the wall,
door
flips and we can just come back. You can come to our kitchen. We'll come over.
We do this.
All right,
we could do that.
All right, let's go back in time a little bit. I was reading your bio and very interesting story. So you and your family moved to England. How old were you when that occurred?
Yes. So I was born in Dallas, Texas. And then when I was 8 years old, we moved to London, England. So
wow. That's a little shock to the system, is it not?
I mean, I was pretty young, so I made friends fast. But yeah, I had a British accent. And
where'd it go? Can you still bring it back?
I can still do it,
all right,
but
let me get a little something.
I don't like to do it on cue.
All right. Well, it's going to come out later in the interview. So you have this British accent. You're in England. I'm assuming for work purposes?
Yeah, my dad's job. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you live there. What made you say, okay, England was great, time to come back to the States?
So we actually knew we were only going for 3 years at the time.
Oh, okay.
But we thought we were going back to Dallas, and it turned out we ended up going to a suburb of Philadelphia.
Okay, so you're in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're grown up. You get into you went and got a bunch of different degrees. You have an MBA.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your goal when you came out of college? What were you going to do? Is it this?
So I actually got my undergrad in biology and neuroscience.
Ooh, okay.
I always knew that I wanted to do interior design, and it was always a passion of mine and something that I always incorporated in my life, but more of just something I did for fun, and I didn't feel like I could actually do as a career. At least with my mentors and kind of that East Coast mentality, I felt like I had to do something more just kind of the norm, which was science.
Right.
So I went for biology because I really was interested in it. But in school, I just realized, looking at my career paths, and I just didn't feel aligned with any of those things. So I thought, after taking all the difficult courses that, it takes to get your biology degree, I wanted to finish my degree. And then that's when I pursued my MBA.
Got it. So you went and you didn't come out of the gates as an entrepreneur, starting your own firm, if you, I don't know if you could call it your own company. So you worked locally, right, and learned on the go?
Yes, I moved to Arizona, got my MBA, and while I was in school, I got a job for an interior design and architecture firm. So that was kind of where I initially got my foot in the door.
That's really cool. So let's tell everyone when you started Iconic Design and Build. Just a couple of years ago, right?
Well, I created the LLC in 2016.
Okay.
But March of 2019 is when I kind of quit my full-time jobs, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this.
Were you scared?
No.
Or was it time?
It was time.
Okay.
Yeah. I was stressed out. I was working full time and also trying to grow my business on the side. And I think at that point I had just realized I was missing out on opportunities on my business. So I was ready.
That's very cool. If you're just tuning in, Kaitlyn Wolfe is our guest. She is the owner and principal design general contractor of Iconic Design and Build, a full service interior design firm, residential, commercial. Mm-hmm. So what's do you have a lot of styles? I mean, I would think, you were in London for a few years, or in England for a few years, and then you're in back east.
Yeah.
So you got the East Coast flair, now you got the Southwest flair. You kind of got it all going on.
So I feel like when I moved to Arizona is really where I found my style. I fell in love with the desert, and to be honest, I feel like I was always meant to be here. I feel like I'm from here. This feels like my home. So I absolutely love the desert, and we really incorporate that in all of our projects. But we're a very modern, Scandinavian, organic styled firm. So That's actually all of our projects. We really stick to that one aesthetic.
Okay.
We're definitely inspired by our clients, and every project has a little bit of its own unique feel to it, but I would definitely say that that's kind of fluid throughout all of our projects.
It's really cool. And obviously I was on your website. I mean, some of your stuff, the before and after was like, oh my God. It's the style I like, by the way. I'm not a big fan. I see the before of the tans and browns and, cabinetry and stuff like that. And you're coming in with the darker tones and maybe offset by a lighter count. I mean, it's sharp. It looks really nice.
Thank you.
So tell me about clientele. I mean, you say commercial and residential. Are you more focused residential? I know you do a lot in like Paradise Valley and Scottsdale.
Yeah, I would say the majority of our portfolio is residential, but we do have some really amazing commercial projects in our portfolio, and ones that we have in progress and ones that we're about to start. So I would definitely not put us just in the residential category. We definitely have some amazing commercial projects in the works. But in terms of, I think what's important to note is we are a full service interior design firm, but we are also our licensed general contractor.
Right.
So that makes us unique, because I think a lot of times there can be a disconnect between the designer and the contractor on the project.
You have a vision, and they don't fulfill the vision, right? So
yeah, or just that communication and, understanding the drawings, or understanding when something needs to be changed on site, and having, the design in-house. So it makes us a really good partner with the homeowner directly when, say, they buy a home and they want to do a full gut and then a full furnishing of it. So they're not having to hire someone for the reno and then someone for, the furnishings and the styling. We're really that one-stop shop,
right,
which is also really good for people that have second homes here. And then we're also a good partner with custom home builders when we come in just as the interior design firm for the project, because we can understand the build and we can have those conversations and come up with ideas, on the job site.
So when you started, was it just iconic design and you added the and build, or did you always have that vision?
I always had that vision. It was always iconic design and build. And so we really started as just an interior design firm. And then I just slowly grew the build side. We, got our license, and now we're, full design and build.
It's on.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you're not a one-woman shop. You have a lot of help. Pretty big staff, it looks like. How many people are on the team?
Currently have a team of 10 plus myself. A couple are part-time and a couple are remote. So our growth has been crazy. Since March, we've hired 7 people.
Oh, wow. Good for you. So this is a lot of fun. What is I always like to ask people, especially when you have that touch of, you're taking someone's this and you're making it that. What's your, what's the word I'm looking for? What's your wow? Like what, when people say to you, Kaitlyn, is it just the satisfaction of that they're just that happy, or is it when you surprise someone? What's your,
I would say,
driving force? I guess.
I mean, I would definitely say like that's a huge reward, is like seeing the end project, but seeing our clients like reaction and how happy they are. I mean, our clients, even though they've seen the design, they've seen the drawings, seeing it in real life and seeing it finished is totally different. So it's always like so emotional on that last day, but it's so amazing. But there's also a lot that happens at the end, like with the styling pieces, and that really finishes the space, because it's hard to really communicate what that's actually going to look like at the end. So when they come in and it's really move-in ready, like they can enjoy it, they can entertain, they can live in it, I think that it's just so impactful. All
right, last thing before I let you go. Well, 2 things. I'm going to have you give the website and all that. But tell me about the Sift Collective that's coming out. This is next year, right? It's coming out?
Yes. So we launched Sift Collective this past summer. Our first collection drop will be in 2022, but essentially it's just going to be a small grouping of exclusive pieces designed by us. So custom pieces, anything from lighting to cabinetry to functional goods.
Wow. All right. That's very cool. So is there a separate website for that?
It's on our Iconic Design Build website. You'll see a shop tab. But again, that'll launch 2022. So we usually announce everything on Instagram.
All right. Or on Money Radio's Business for Breakfast show, since we're best friends and neighbors now. The website is, once again,
iconicdesignbuild.com.
iconicdesignbuild.com. Go check it out. Go to the first thing you do, go to the before and the after, and you're just gonna be like, whoa, my goodness. But then you can read more about Kaitlyn Wolfe. Awesome story. It's so good to have you on the program. Good to have you as a neighbor, and we wish you the best of luck. But thanks for letting us shine the spotlight on you this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
There you go. That's Kaitlyn Wolfe. She's the owner, founder, principal designer, general contractor. She's in charge over at Iconic Design and Build, and they are doing some unbelievable things. And that was our Business Leader Spotlight for Friday.